Today on Investigate TV Plus, a form of penmanship could be in peril as some classrooms turn the page on teaching cursive.
I can't think of any generalized scenarios where my students will truly need it.
We examine how the rules for writing are getting a new age makeover and the potential impact on future generations.
If you're not learning it anymore, you can't really read it. It's almost like another language to you.
Plus, a dying commitment to sustainability.
Life after life, and that is a beautiful legacy.
We explore alternative methods to a traditional burial and their special meaning for some families.
Then at one school, father figures offer a friendly face.
Sometimes that's all they need is a hug, see a friendly face, see somebody who actually cares.
We introduce you to the dedicated men inspiring students to succeed.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus.
Comprehending cursive, it's a skill that's become increasingly rare among younger generations. I'm T. Chappelle.
And I'm Lee Zurich. In January 2025, that scarcity led to a unique call for help from the National Archives in Washington, D.C. On social media, the agency asked members of the public if reading cursive is your superpower because it needs volunteers to help transcribe historical documents.
That's just one example of the disconnect now causing new controversy over what some consider an old-fashioned form of handwriting.
It raises the question for many families, should cursive still be required learning for students, or is it an outdated relic of the past?
Reporter Heather Graff brings you both sides of the debate playing out in schools and state legislatures across the country.
All the way to the top line, yep.
In some schools, like Greenbrier East Elementary in Fairfax, Virginia,
That's excellent.
teaching cursive to kids is the norm.
It's different because there's like more steps to it. Cursive, there's like squiggles, there's like curves, not just like straight lines like print does, so it's a bit harder.
Feel free to get a different pencil that's sharper.
8-year-old Alina and her classmates still getting the hang of those loopy letters.
You go, and then you stop, and then you go back around, and then you draw a circle.
And though they don't spend a huge amount of time on cursive within the larger curriculum,
It's only about 10 minutes a week.
Greenbrier's reading specialist believes it's important.
As we think of them getting older, things that they're going to need cursive for, their signature, writing a check, signing important documents, anything like that. Also, there's benefits that have shown the letter formation and kind of the flow of it can help with their spelling patterns.
Plus, in Virginia, cursive is a required skill under the state's standards of learning.
Keep going.
But that's not the case everywhere. Experts say there was a noticeable decline starting around 2010. That's when most states adopted the Common Core standards that put more emphasis on keyboarding and did not explicitly mention cursive.
The districts started dropping off the mandate to teach cursive. And so by 2013, we saw that there was an issue with the kids not learning it.
And were you disappointed by that?
Yeah, it's concerning.
Lauren Mooney-Bear is with the American Handwriting Analysis Foundation and is a longtime advocate for teaching cursive to students, citing its benefits for reading, memory comprehension, cognitive development, and a connection to the past.
You know, going back to history, we couldn't read the Declaration of Independence, we couldn't read any of that without understanding cursive.
Yet the issue, unlike cursive itself, is far from black and white.
Frankly, it won't help them in the modern world. When was the last time you were actively having to write something out in cursive?
Carter Taylor is a third-grade teacher in Kansas City, Missouri, where cursive is not currently required. And the teachers union there hopes it stays that way, even as some state lawmakers in 2025 introduced a bill that would mandate the scripted penmanship be taught by the end of 5th grade.
There's just a disconnect, I think, between our representatives right now and what it's actually like to be in a classroom.
From Taylor's perspective, it would be an unnecessary burden for educators because she says instruction time is precious and already overloaded.
There are more minutes of curriculum than there are actual minutes in the classroom between writing, ELA,
math, science, social studies. Now adding cursive, where am I even supposed to put it?
Missouri's bill so far has not advanced. Meanwhile, in other parts of the country, a bit of a cursive comeback is underway. Just 14 states deemed it required learning a decade ago, and now there's more than 24 of them, with lawmakers in California, New Hampshire, Kentucky, and Idaho among the most recent to take action.
What do you think is driving this resurgence of cursive in recent years?
I think some of it is this recognition that younger generations are so different because of this. It's kind of shocking and really surprising to be like, how can they not be able to do that anymore?
Dr. Robert Wiley is a cognitive psychologist and professor at UNC Greensboro, whose main focus area is the written language. In one study, his team found handwriting helped people learn better and faster when compared to separate groups trying to learn that same material through typing or watching videos.
These benefits of handwriting, it's such a natural way to engage yourself in what you are learning. So you end up learning it a little bit quickly, you might memorize it a little more strongly, more brain regions are engaged.
Is there any distinction, though, between print handwriting and cursive handwriting?
That's a really good question. So in terms of this engagement of the handwriting, we don't see any obvious differences between the two.
In other words, the research shows writing in print carries the same learning benefits as writing in cursive. But in today's computer-centric world, Wiley adds either form of handwriting is better than typing when it comes to reading and retention.
You internalize it better.
As for the current debate over cursive in the classroom, in some ways, he understands both sides.
It's sort of a question about priorities. And I think that a lot of that is coming from this emphasis on digital technology. So it is a challenge about knowing how much time can you really spend on these things.
Perhaps no easy answer.
No easy answer.
Even in schools where cursive is required, you can see here in Virginia how technology is now incorporated into the lesson.
See how we stay under the dotted line?
This teacher working one-on-one with students who have pencils in hand, but laptops open as well.
Did you watch the video?
A modern twist.
And then there's a pencil.
Mr. Pencil has arrived.
On an age-old tradition.
Now, there's also been some research and questions about whether learning cursive can specifically be helpful among kids with dyslexia. For insight on that, we spoke to the board chair for the International Dyslexia Association. Josh Clark works at a school that specializes in serving dyslexic students and told us one advantage of cursive is that all lowercase letters start on the bottom line, making them perhaps less likely to be reversed.
There's also evidence that suggests that cursive helps with spelling because we're doing one fluid motion when spelling that word versus writing a letter, stopping, writing a letter, stopping.
Clark said he's seen firsthand many students with dyslexia who've benefited from cursive, but he also wants people to know there is no one-size-fits-all solution.
Giving it as a tool, as a resource, I think is wonderful. Again, recognizing what's most important is the child that's in front of us and what they need, not necessarily an outside mandate that may or may not be what's in the best interest of them.
Well, I have a confession to make. My 11-year-old daughter cannot read my handwriting.
Is that because she's not able to read cursive or your handwriting's just that bad?
My handwriting is okay, but she learned it in school. She just is out of practice. She doesn't read it often.
Well, we said her handwriting's better than mine. Our producer put us to the test. She had us write, in-depth stories that inform and inspire. You've heard us say this on the show, and she had us write that in cursive, and mine is absolutely horrific.
Had I not known what that was,
you couldn't read it.
I probably wouldn't know what it is.
I mean, I haven't written cursive, full cursive in years. We have computers now.
So how's mine?
Yours looks, as usual, you're better than me, Tisha.
I've always taken pride in my penmanship.
Yeah, your penmanship.
But we both have our strengths.
Yes.
And our weaknesses.
And our weaknesses, and you're seeing one of mine right here on full display. You're welcome.
Up next, we reveal how a woman's beloved son is able to give life after death.
We go beneath the surface to explore how some trade a traditional burial for an eco-friendly way to rest in peace. Among this Virginia cemetery is a living tribute to the life of Joe Coleman, who loved his wife and the outdoors.
Joe and I would literally spend many days hiking outdoors.
That's one of the reasons why Joe's wife, Kitty Coleman, says he decided to forego a traditional burial in order to be a tree.
I purchased the space adjacent to him because I will definitely be a tree as well.
There's been a lot of people that say that's a cool idea.
Don Wilson is the president of Evergreen Memorial Trust in Roanoke, Virginia. He says the program at Evergreen involves a biodegradable urn buried beneath a tree. And many of the trees tell part of the person's life story or show some aspect of their personality.
But not all sustainable final resting places are on land.
Reporter Kristen Crowley shows us a burial at sea like no other and takes us to the world's largest underwater memorial right here in the United States.
If you want to see a place teeming with more life than anywhere on the planet, it is not in a busy city, it's not in a thriving rainforest. In fact, it's not anywhere on land. The place you're looking for is the ocean. And beneath its surface, about 3 miles off Key Biscayne in Miami, you won't just find life, you'll find
life after life.
Life after life, the motto for the Neptune Memorial Reef. Designed to resemble the lost city of Atlantis, it is a thriving artificial reef.
What is an artificial reef?
Artificial reefs are those that man have put places.
The reef's general manager, Michael Tabers, said making it a work of art was just one part of the plan. The other was to create a memorial within the reef.
And that's for the concept then of getting individuals who have chosen cremation the option of having their cremated remains or ashes molded into placement sculptures.
Divers then install the sculptures into the reef, a peaceful place for the dead, coupled with a thriving ecosystem for sea creatures.
It's a place where life thrives. He's with his family.
Life is exactly what Rosa Lewis needed to see.
It was a long time ago.
After years of what felt like nothing but loss.
He wanted to go out with his friends skateboarding, and then he called me and he said, "Mom, I'm coming home." But then I got a different call that let me know that my son was killed in an accident.
In 2011, 15-year-old Brendan Barnes was killed in a hit and run.
This is him with his thing and scuba diving.
His sister Jordana says it was a devastating blow to the family.
If something happened to my brother, this is like the end of me.
The unimaginable loss compounded with more grief just 1 year later. Rosa's husband, Michael, died in 2012, and it wasn't the final blow for the family.
Eddie, he was 19 years old.
Months after her husband died from cancer, her nephew also lost his life to the disease. 3 loved ones in less than 2 years gone.
It was just unimaginable.
Also unimaginable, the idea of burying them in a cemetery.
For some reason in my head, I just kept thinking of water. I wanted to put my son in the water because he loved the ocean.
That's when Rosa found the memorial reef online, and that motto,
"Giving life after life," it just grabbed my attention.
Brendan, Mike, and Eddie were cremated and cast into starfish molds. They are now among the 1,500 memorials on this ocean floor.
So the 3 of them are right in the same spot because we didn't want them separate. We want them together, just like they wanted it to be together.
When a loved one dies, life goes on for the living. Rosa and Jordana say in their case, life also goes on for the dead.
Life after life, and that is a beautiful legacy.
Still ahead, we take you to a school where a different kind of security patrols the halls.
Sometimes kids are going through things at home that we don't know about.
We sit down with the security dads and reveal why they fear their legacy is in jeopardy.
But first, why this small package is part of a much larger cost to Americans.
Nothing is free. Somebody's getting billed.
We examine an emerging healthcare con and what you need to know if this happens to you. According to the FBI, each year healthcare fraud causes tens of billions of dollars in losses, and that can have a direct impact on you.
It can raise health insurance premiums, expose patients to unnecessary medical procedures, and increase taxes.
When a retired firefighter in Arizona received an unexpected package of medical supplies, scammers were trying to pull one over on him.
Reporter Susan Campbell digs into the con and explains what you should do if something shows up at your door.
It's just straps and...
Patrick Nahas didn't order this package.
There's no instructions or anything.
And honestly, he doesn't even know what it is. Some type of brace, maybe?
I don't know how it goes.
Patrick had to sign for this package when it was delivered to his home.
That's my name, address, everything. So they've got all my information somewhere.
The return address appears to be from a medical equipment and supply company in New York. Records show the business was registered about a year and a half ago.
I'm thinking, this must be a scam or something.
He's on to something.
There are billions of dollars that Medicare spends every single year on Medicare fraud.
AARP's Dana Marie Kennedy says it's not just medical braces. People have reported getting all kinds of packages they didn't order, including supplies for diabetes.
Medicare fraud can be a very lucrative business. So it's up to each of us as individuals, especially Medicare recipients, to report it. That way they can catch them. Nothing is free. Somebody's getting billed.
That's what Patrick's worried about, too.
I don't know what it costs, but yeah, why should I have to pay it, or why should they have to pay?
We reached out to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, which told us it's committed to preventing fraud.
A spokesperson said, quote, if a person with Medicare receives items or services they did not order or authorize, or if they notice their Medicare summary notice includes items or services they did not order or receive, they should immediately contact 1-800-MEDICARE to report the situation.
Still ahead, fathers foster a sense of security for students.
The history behind this group of dads offering advice and support for decades.
What began as concerned fathers patrolling a high school campus after a deadly shooting grew into a group who have offered decades of guidance and care to thousands of students.
I tagged along with the security dads to see how they inspire the next generation as they search for more fathers to carry on their legacy.
How are you today? You having a good day?
It's a decades-old lunchtime tradition at Glen Oaks High School in Baton Rouge. A group of men dressed in red, offering students some much-needed support and a warm smile. Things they may often miss at home.
A lot of kids here, they don't have dads in the homes, so we act as, well, I would say granddads now, but we start off as dads.
Do you need the 2X? For this sweatshirt.
That was in 1993 when the Glen Oaks High School security dads first came on the scene.
2 years ago, a boy died, shot to death on the campus of Glen Oaks High School.
The group organized after Glen Oaks student Marlon Wells was shot and killed on campus. The day Eric Randall says he lost his best friend.
We grew up through the Little Leagues. We grew up through grade school. That morning, I still can remember. I mean, it's right behind you where it occurred, in the bus lane.
Y'all worth your weight in gold.
Decades later, and now principal of Glen Oaks, Randall still welcomes the men from his old neighborhood to uplift his students.
We all should have been on King, man.
The force keeping them going, their dedicated leader, Tommy Stout.
They walk by. Sometimes that's all they need is a hug. See a friendly face. See somebody who actually cares.
Just like he has been for 30 years, Stout is here 4 days a week with the other dads whose kids have come and gone.
I got to stay here till you graduate. Gotcha.
Many in their late 60s and 70s who still feel the need to be here.
Sometimes kids are going through things at home that we don't know about, or that the school don't even know about. And if you can get close to them and talk to them, then you realize, look, this child is having problems.
But they see them here each and every day, willing to go to bat for them, willing to support them, willing to correct them. And that's what they do here, and that's why they're such a vital force in this community.
They realize we need help. This is recruiting.
A 3-decade ministry looking for more men willing to keep the ministry going.
If I can recruit maybe 2 or 3 per year, we'll be able to keep this program going, because right now, this is the generation we got.
In their golden years, ready to pass the baton on to the next. But they have struggled to make that connection with younger dads.
We're looking for more fathers each and every day. Our doors of the school is always open. If you don't know what to do, that's fine. If you don't have all the time in the world, that's fine.
Where your buddy at?
The security dads worry that for them, time is running short.
I would give ourselves another 5 years. This might be the last generation if we don't get new members and start trying to grow this organization. I'm hoping that we can get. That's our biggest challenge.
Okay, this is my problem. Okay, Papa. Okay, no, wait.
A challenge they hope they can overcome for the sake of the kids they care about most. The security dads also support students by raising money for student fees, supplies, and uniforms.
And that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm T. Chappelle. Thanks for watching. On the next Investigate TV Plus, the veterinarians treating America's livestock have become few and far between. Experts warn it could have costly consequences for the food we eat.
Keeping those livestock safe and healthy is absolutely critical.
Plus, we'll explain the solutions some states are using to fight the shortage.